Right now, the world is moving through an atmosphere that feels heavy, electric, expectant, and strangely familiar to the deeper parts of you that sense change long before it arrives. Everything around you vibrates with a pressure that has been building for months, yet only now does it rise into conscious awareness, pushing you to notice what you tried to ignore and feel what you once tried to numb. This energy is not gentle, not quiet, not subtle. It is the kind of shift that rearranges timelines, redirects choices, and dissolves identities that can no longer survive the frequency you are stepping into. You can feel this even in the smallest moments: sudden feeling in your chest, a strange dream, a moment of déjà vu, an unexpected surge of emotion that seems to come from nowhere. People around you feel it too, even if they cannot name it. Conversations take unusual turns. Relationships reveal hidden truths. Events unfold faster than normal. Instincts sharpen. The veil thins. You are walking in a world where the old is ending and the new is not fully formed, creating a state of tension that is both unsettling and sacred at the same time. This is the threshold where past cycles break and future paths ignite. And over the next 15 days, this process accelerates with intensity. The collective field is thick with anticipation, because the world is preparing for release of illusions, release of outdated attachments, release of karmic burdens, release of emotional weight, release of versions of yourself that cannot cross into the next stage of your life. You may feel physically tired, emotionally sensitive, spiritually alert, or mentally overloaded, because the energy is pushing you to let go of what you have outgrown. During this time, Mars activates decisions that have been postponed for far too long. Situations that lingered without direction suddenly demand clarity. People who avoided responsibility now confront their own truth. Individuals who held back their emotions finally reach a breaking point. Mars does not move slowly, nor wait for your comfort. It forces motion, sometimes abruptly, sometimes explosively, but always with purpose. You may notice an urge to take action, to speak honestly, to end something draining, or to commit to something soul-aligned, even if you try to resist. The impulse grows stronger because this energy insists on movement. What has been stagnant begins to shake loose. What has been frozen begins to warm. What has been blocked begins to open. The next 15 days reveal the truth behind relationships, desires, fears, and motivations. Beneath the fire of Mars is the deeper undercurrent of Pluto, the energy of rebirth through destruction. Pluto strips away false stories, outdated identities, and inner attachments that once felt permanent. You may feel old memories resurfacing, emotional shadows rising, or wounds you thought you healed calling your attention again. This is not regression. This is extraction. Pluto removes what is toxic, what is dead, what is not aligned with your next version. You may feel exposed, vulnerable, or raw because parts of yourself you hid out of fear, shame, or protection come forward to be acknowledged. Truth breaks illusions. Clarity breaks denial. Revelation breaks patterns. And though this process feels intense, it frees you in ways you could not achieve through comfort. Meanwhile, the North Node pulls you toward destiny with a force that feels magnetic, even obsessive at times. You may feel drawn to a person, goal, opportunity, or path with unusual clarity, as if something inside you recognizes its importance. Even before your mind understands it, this feeling is not imagined. It is alignment. The South Node simultaneously releases old karmic contracts, past life ties, emotional burdens, and relationships that have served their purpose. You may wake up one day and feel detached from something that once consumed you. And though this shift may confuse you, it is actually liberation. The universe is recalibrating your direction so powerfully that anything incompatible with your path cannot hold on. You may feel pulled forward and pulled away at the same time, stretched between what once was and what is trying to emerge. This square is like the universe placing its hands on your back and saying you cannot stand still. You cannot stay small. You cannot postpone your becoming. You may feel irritated without clear reason, restless without a clear destination, or pressured to make choices you avoided out of fear or uncertainty. But this pressure is constructive. It breaks the shell so you can breathe. It cracks the ceiling so you can rise. It disrupts the comfort zone so you can remember your power. As this unfolds, the combined energy of Sagittarius and Taurus shapes the flavor of the next 15 days. Sagittarius brings truth-seeking, expansion, honesty, and the courage to confront deception. Its influence encourages spontaneous decisions, spiritual insight, travel, exploration, and the desire to understand the deeper meaning behind recent events. Sagittarius is the arrow that points you toward the horizon and asks you to step beyond the limits you once accepted. Taurus, on the other hand, grounds you. It pulls you back into your body, your values, your finances, your stability, your sensory world. Taurus encourages patience, practicality, and realism, reminding you that expansion without grounding can lead to chaos. Uranus enters like lightning, sending shockwaves into anything too predictable. This energy disrupts routines, beliefs, relationships, and situations that pretend to be stable while silently crumbling inside. Expect sudden news, reversals, breakthroughs, unexpected communication, surprising feelings, and unplanned shifts. Uranus tears down barriers that block liberation. If something feels stuck, Uranus shakes it loose. If something feels hopeless, Uranus opens a door. If something feels certain, Uranus reminds you that fate is never linear. And beneath all of this is the spiritual undertone, the silent communication from the unseen world that grows louder as the veil thins. You may feel the presence of guides, ancestors, or intuitive nudges more clearly. Dreams may carry messages. Signs may appear repeatedly. Synchronicities increase because the universe is aligning your path with precision. You may experience waves of nostalgia, bursts of insight, sudden clarity, or intuitive knowing that feels stronger than logic. This is the spiritual realm supporting your transformation, guiding your choices, and clearing your energy. Over the next 15 days, expect at least one major release and emotional purge, a relational shift, a mental breakthrough, or a karmic closing. Expect a moment of clarity that changes your understanding of a situation entirely. Expect movement where you felt stuck. Expect an ending that frees you. Expect an opportunity that aligns with your soul. Expect a realization that redirects your path, and expect to feel yourself transforming from the inside out. You will not leave this period as the same version you entered. Something old will fall away. Something new will take shape. And even if you don't see the full picture yet, trust that you are stepping into a timeline more aligned, more alive, more truthful, and more destined than anything you have experienced before.